Hey everyone, and welcome to Tainted and Tempted podcast hosted by Asia. So, as you all know, this is my season 2, and I did my first episode last week, and it turned out great. The turnout was great, a lot of new subscribers I received, and a lot of views also. So, I just want to say thank you to everyone for that, and it just motivated me to keep on going with my dream. So, today is a new day, and today is a new episode, and I just want to jump right into it with my new topic. And I just want to discuss on what made me so tainted and tempted in this world. I start a podcast talking about tainted and tempted, and I just want to go more briefly into what made me tainted and tempted. Okay? So, how did I become tainted and tempted in life? Can I be honest? Well, I got tainted in this world a long time ago. Growing up in the streets of Harlem, the Bronx, it's all New York at the end of the day. But just growing up on these streets, things are different. It's not always, you don't grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth. You grow up with a different mindset than others, and a lot of people try to deter you from that. And I grew up with that. I had a lot of friends, not even friends, I had a lot of females around me that were very jealous of me because they knew that I had something within. And it kind of made me tainted in a way. It kind of made me closed off and reserved, and I didn't understand why I was in this situation. Why is my environment so mean to me? Why is everybody? It was even down to my teachers. Sometimes my teachers were react to me in a different kind of way than they would to other students, and I would see these incidents, and I would always say to myself, okay, Asia, this is just now. This is not then. This is not your future. This is not what you see for yourself in the long road. And this is me saying this to myself always kept me going. So that's what made me tainted in life. Just New York in general. And oh man, I'm just taking a deep breath and I'm just really thinking about it because it was really rough for me. And look at me here today. If I would have let all those people get to me, I would have never made it to where I am today. And it was even down to certain job positions that I got in life. Growing up, I got my career is pharmaceutical, and working in pharmacy, it was a lot of pharmacists that did certain things that bothered me, but I just had to keep going for my career. And now I'm making a decent income for myself. So, just starting from the bottom and working my way up, that was just me always in school, in life, in my career, and in my goals. Even in my adult life, starting my podcast and much more, I started working on my podcast in a living room, and I transitioned to different studios and much more, but it wasn't always easy. Can I tell you that? Certain engineers that I wanted to work for in different studios rather had sex with me or just, wanted to take me out on dates in order to work with them in the long haul. And that's not fair. Why should you have to use your body to get what you want to get in life? That's not a fair judgment for anyone. And this is with the cards that I was put up against. And I just kept going. And there's a lot of women in this industry that talks about this. Still women to this day talk about it. And look at me, I'm not exactly where I want to be. I'm going to get there though, but I'm not exactly where I want to be. And I still went through that. So that just goes to show you that that's everywhere. That's everywhere. It's always a man just eager to just see your vision and know that you have something and take advantage of you because you want to get there. And that's fucked up. It really is fucked up. But, you just got to keep going. And my thing is, you can't mix business with pleasure. It just doesn't work. A lot of people say don't do it, but they wind up doing it. And it doesn't make sense to me because if you have sex with someone that you're working with, their goal for you is not going to be on the top level that you want it to be. Why? Because their mind is all about you. It's all about what y'all doing, how y'all having fun. run. It's not really getting to the goal. And my thing is, only you can see your goals. You can tell somebody your dreams and goals, but only you can really see that light. So moving forward is not best to mix business with pleasure. And that was always my main intent in life. Never do that. And I still go by that to this day. So, just, moving forward and just knowing that just helped me and molded me. And it also changed my mindset in different ways. I always remained strong and I pushed through because I knew I had something, and that's what made me tainted in life. So now I would like to discuss what made me so tempted in life. Um, Now, the reason why I'm tempted in life is because I'm eager to change the tempted part of me. Like I just said, the tainted part of me was, you know, my upbringing, my career, my lifestyle, all those things hindered me and it made me tainted. Now I'm tempted enough to change it, to work past it, to overcome it, and to see a better light, to change my mindset and not let my environment and where I came from change me as a person. Because if you let your environment and everything that you've been through break you down mentally, physically, and emotionally, you will never make it to where you want to be. I learned that. So, I also became tainted for my dreams and I also became tainted to change my life as well. And I feel like with every adult, every individual, you always get to this point in life. You always wake up and you always realize, like, hey, it's time for me to wake up and change my life. It's time for me to get going, whether it's the gym, meditation, yoga, whatever it is to get your mental state where it needs to be, do it. And that's what I learned. So, okay, so now starting my podcast, right? Now I want to just talk back onto my career. Now, like I just explained, I'm in pharmacy. I'm in the pharmaceutical business, but I also do podcasting on the side and I'm in school for communications. So, starting this podcast was my vision, but as time went on, I dreamed to make this podcast transition to a radio show or a TV show. I want to take this podcast to something big and beyond. I see that for myself, and why not make it happen? So, yeah, I put in the work for it, and it's going to happen. So, I want to go far, and I want to bring my audience along with me so they can understand, hey, she's real. I don't mind becoming the next Oprah Winfrey. And the reason why I say Oprah Winfrey is because I idolize her. I watch her. I watch the way she interviews her guests and I watch everything moving forward with her. And I would love to be in that limelight, just moving forward in that direction and just hearing Oprah Winfrey's history and how she made it as a woman and just made it because her upbringing wasn't so great, and she is blessed to be where she is today. And I really love that about her. Yes. So the way her guests feel so comfortable to get on her show and speak their truth and just really tell Oprah everything that they're going through and experiencing, it gives me a sense of hope. It gives you a great feeling to know that you can be open with someone like that and walk away with a sense of hope, change, and a different perspective on life. And that's one of the main things that you get from watching Oprah Winfrey. And the reason why I just brought that up is because I want people to watch my podcast and I want them to get a sense of hope. I want them to get a sense of change. I want them to see a different perspective in life as well. I don't want them to just watch my show and say, "Oh, yeah, there's a party in here. She's just talking." My first season I did that. I'm not going to lie. I came on and I talked about love and hip hop. I talked about celebrity gossip. I talked about issues rappers face today. I talked about it all. I'm not going to say it was a bad season. It was a great season. I got a great amount of subscribers, a great amount of followers, and much more on my Instagram and on YouTube. But, after I went through the things that I experienced in my life, I wanted to change my podcast. I wanted to make more of a personal connection with others. I wanted to really make it meaningful in a way. You know, I wanted to let people know that this podcast is going somewhere, and watch it for a reason, because I want you to understand why. So yeah, so starting this new season 2 is showing a new side of me personally. You know, it's just showing a new way of Asia, you know. Yeah. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be recording once again, and I'm just happy to be in the space that I am in. You know, I feel comfortable, I feel alive, I feel awoke, and I just feel great to be where I'm at and not stop my purpose. So, yes, I want my audience to really understand the purpose of this podcast, down to why I picked the title for this show. I also want my audience that's tuned in, also newcomers, right, to feel comfortable watching my podcast and feel a genuine connection with me. It's many podcasts out there and radio shows and TV shows. But why should you watch mine? Let's be honest. Why should you watch Tainted and Tempted podcast? Because it's a good show. It's a good podcast. And every week I'll bring the content you wish to hear. My podcast is fun, driven, and has a purpose. When I start to interview guests, it will be more fun. I can't wait. The topics will be more meaningful to people watching and meaningful to everything else. Well, that will be all for today's podcast. Sorry. See, I'm so comfortable with saying show because that's my next step. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm your host, Asia, and have a great day. Bye-bye.